Hello, my name is Neil Darling, and today I'm going to be tying Craigie Killer's variant. It's a fly originally designed by Craig McDonald, and he used a full jig body. I'm using tungsten bead, and I've put one or two little extra nymph features into it for trout and grayling fishing. And it's being tied on the Ahrex 541 curved nymph hook, and it's a 3.5mm tungsten bead in black. There we go. So first steps is under base of tying thread to secure the bead. Maybe not necessary, but it's just something I like to secure the bead in with. So on this one, it's about 3 or 4 wraps to build up a base. And then just tie off. A little bit of super glue. And then set the bead. And the thread I'm doing most of the time with is just a Uni thread 8/0. The next step is to put in the tail fibers, and I'm just using silver mallard that's been dyed a sort of a tan olive colour, but you could use pheasant tail or ostrich herl or anything like that. So, small bunch of tail feathers. What I'm trying to do is gauge, the thread is going to stop about here, so I'm trying to gauge the hook, the tail length on that stop point. I'm not happy with that, sorry. Let's try again. Next material is just brown tying thread, and that's going in. It's going to be used for the lateral lines. So, doubled over, so you've got lateral lines on both sides of the fly and tied in on top. Just continue the thread round so that you go around the bend of the hook a little bit. You want an arched finish to the fly. Tidy up. And the next material is GSP 30D, and that's going to be used to try and secure the lateral line once the body is put in. Run down to the bend of the hook. Last material is translucent nymph skin, and this is 3mm translucent nymph skin. So cut length, really nice stretchy material. And cut quite a sharp tying in point. To the material. And the reason for doing that, it'll help you keep a thin profile at the rear point of the fly, because you can stretch it as you tie it in. One thing to try and watch for, the cut point where you've just cut on the scissors, tie it in so that that faces upwards to the hook eye, because when you wrap, then you'll cover up that actual cut point and the body finish should hopefully look a little bit better. Okay, so we can cast off the tying thread for now, just to give ourselves a bit more room. Oops, knocked the bead off. I'm just going to use a little bit of Uni Stretch to try and build a bit of a body profile. So, just a quickened underbody. And again, I'm not taking that all the way down to the tail. I want that sort of fatter profile to develop. Not too fat though, because the nymph skin itself will give me a nice profile as well. And again, just whip finish. I'm going to stick that bead back. Just get it out of the way very quickly. Cut point facing upwards. There we go. And just try and build that body. To the bead. I can tie off now that I've put the thread on. So 3 wraps over, and I always put a couple underneath in front just to really secure it, because the skin is superb stuff, but it can be a bit slippy. There we go. And cut off. Again, we can get rid of the tying thread for now. And the next steps to try and put in the lateral lines. So we want the brown tying thread on the right and the left side of the fly. So 1 wrap round without the threads will just give you a good starting point, and then you can start to layer the thread following the groove that the nymph skin has created for us. You can put a little bit of tension on the GSP as well, because that again will help give you that groove effect that will take the marker pens very well in a minute. And go all the way up to the bead. Oops, missed one there. Off for now. And we're just going to put a little bit of a hot spot under its bead, which is the Gulff ambient orange. Again, the front bit just behind the bead is going to have some peacock curls, so I'm going to this sort of second segment back and just putting a little dot of Gulff resin in and hit it with a lamp. There we go. And now we get to the fun part, a little bit of colouring in. And for this, I just use Sharpie pens and some Pro markers just to give a little bit of colour gradation. So the first colour going in is going in underneath the lateral line. And then hopefully we'll be able to blend it all together as the other colours are applied. A little bit of orange above the lateral line. Doesn't have to be too neat. And this one's olive for most of the back. And what I'm trying to do here with the marker pen is rub up against the nymph skin rib so that it really gets into the groove as well. Just a bit of a darker spot at the top for a bit of a thorax cover. Okay. So it's Gulff's dirty motor oil that's going to be the shell casing. I tend to like to put it on with the dubbing needle because I have a little bit more control of the amount where it's going. I was just trying to get it to sit on that sort of curved profile and move it down to the thread, the lateral line. Just make sure every aspect is covered the best you can on the top. Just check your profile, I'm quite happy with that. Keep the fly moving and then hit it with the UV. Okay, last stage is to put a little bit of peacock curl at the top, just as a thorax And I like to use the GSP because I find at the finish it disappears. You can pull it in so you don't get any thread bump. So just one strand of peacock pearl. Take one that's quite long in the fibre. The soft turns first because you don't want the GSP to cut through the herl, and then you can go in front and start to secure it off. Cut off the excess, a little bit of a darker colour on the thread, and a small bit of super glue just to secure. And finished. Craigie's killer variant.